badder-meinhof phenomenon, or less selectively known as the illusion phenomenon, where when you actually give your attention to something, you start to notice it more. The best phenomenon being, the next time you're going to buy a pair of shoes or a car or a phone, you are going to notice it more after that. Not because more people have actually bought that or that product is common, but because your mind has selectively given that thing attention. That's why people may say that before I actually bought this clothes, it was very rare, but after I actually bought it, I just started seeing people wearing it. No, doesn't make anything that you have more selective or more than they actually are. It's just because your brain has given attention to it, and there are actually other phenomenons. I can give you another examples, and the best example is of a phone. If you are using a very flagship phone, it is very not common for everyone to have it. But when you actually buy a flagship phone, you will actually be delusional about it. You will try and convince your mind to think that this is a very common phone that most of the people actually own. You are not wrong, but doesn't mean you're right. It is because your brain gives attention to that you have. Your brain will give attention that makes you aware of that thing. That is why when you go to the internet and you see something actually trend, you will say, oh my God, these things are everywhere. The next time you go to the news and you see there is war in a certain country, your mind gives attention to that thing. So the next time you're going on social media and seeing the same war, you're going to say, oh my God, this war is so common. Doesn't make it more common, but what it makes is that your brain will notice it more and it will give it more attention than it actually is, and that is actually a delusion. I know it's not bad to have delusions, but that is actually a delusion of the mind. There are actually more names that has been given to this, like the frequency phenomenon. If you have flagship of very expensive things, you will focus your brain on that specific thing, and when you see it maybe a couple of times, you will make your brain believe that that is a common thing, even if it's not. Why? Because you give your mind attention to that thing. So every time that your mind sees that thing, it focuses on that, and that makes it a more common thing that we may experience. It's delusion. I remember when I was a child, I was seeing a lot of Toyotas, and I was like, Toyota is the biggest car company in the world. But after I actually got the statistics, why? Because I was giving attention to that, and since because it was common in my environment, I projected that onto the world. So that is why you may actually see that there are people who might actually be wealthy or have very selective things say that, yeah, why is it hard for you to find a high paying job? It is because they have surrounded themselves with people who actually do, so they believe it's actually more common to do it because they associate themselves with that. Their environment has a lot of that, their neighbors, their family members. So it is actually a delusion. Not a bad delusion to have, but still a delusion.